Good morning, what's shaking, what's happening? Welcome back to Tasty Bites Timeless Travels. Today is day 108 of our Holland America cruise around the world. And today we're coming at you from Civitavecchia, Italy, which is the port city for Rome. Come join us. Now, let me tell you, this is some beautiful weather that Civitavecchia, I think is how you say it, is having today. It is a stunning day outside. Now here's the bad news. Today is April 22nd. The Pope passed yesterday. So Holland had asked for information on what was going to be closed, this, that, and the other. They didn't really get anything. I know C read online last night. Tons of people flocked to Vatican City, things like that, to show their respect. It's a terrible thing with the Pope passing. I don't want to have anything I say misconstrued. But for us personally on this trip, it does turn out to a little bit of tough timing, which I know doesn't mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of life. But we do have friends that some of them have never been to Rome, and they decided it's not worth going into Rome for because of how crowded it is. And even C and I have talked about it. She went to Rome as a child. I've never been. It was on my bucket list, or it's on my bucket list. And we're trying to figure out, is this going to be like going to Disney World on Christmas Day? You know, it's just something you don't do. You're not going to have a great experience. It's not a good first time experience. So we have kind of sat and debated, do we just stay in Civitavecchia, because there is stuff to do here. It is a historic city in its own right. It's been the port city for Rome since Rome was Rome. But, or do we go ahead and take the train into Rome? Because the big thing is the Colosseum, which shouldn't be too impacted, but then we were going to go to the steps and the fountain, and that's going to put us a little bit closer to the Vatican area. So I think C was like, no, that was a big bucket list item. You need to go. You need to go and at least see the Colosseum, and then we can decide from there, sort of deal. But it's also an hour-and-a-half train ride, which is its highest point. It ranges anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on train traffic, which is a strange thing to hear. But you're not guaranteed a seat, things like that. There's a few other cruise ships in port. The good thing is all the excursions have already left. I did time us to go after the excursions. So if they're doing any trains, they've already pushed through, but most of those were buses. So it's a weird day. It's going to be a weird day in Rome to go, but if I want to see the Colosseum, this is probably my one and only opportunity in life to see it. We weren't even going to go in it because she had been in it as a child, and it's not as important to her. And I said, I think I'll be content with just seeing it. But I don't know. We're going to get the day started and see what happens. So let's go. All right. So we're on the train to Rome. We turned the wrong way. We ended up splitting a cab with some other guests to get to the train station, including two guys from Rolling Stone band. They did not have any euros. They asked the guy before he left, could they take Visa? He said yes. And then we got to the train station. It was a problem. So I said, I'll just pay for them. It's only 10 euros, not the big of a deal. They ended up buying our train tickets, and they splurged and bought us first class, which they didn't have to do. It was super nice of them. But then it took us forever to find our seats, and I don't even know if we're in the right seats. We're in the car, though, so we'll find out. But we're sitting, so that's important. And here we go. We're going to go to Rome. So here we are in the streets of Rome. We saw the Colosseum. We saw the fountain. The fountain's packed, and it doesn't look like you can throw coins in it anymore. But that was to be expected with the Pope dying. We kind of wandered around. What we have learned, and it could just be we are just naive, is that Rome is not big into sandwiches, and that's what we thought we were going to get today for lunch. Hey, buddy. Hey. So, I'm sorry, we ran into another passenger. But so we've walked by numerous cafes and restaurantes. Some of them are very aggressive. Some of them are very pricey. But we ended up at this one. Grazie. This one had a very nice person at the door, and we were looking at the menu, and she was telling us things, and I finally said, hey, she's got a dairy allergy. She goes, oh, we make fresh for you, no problem. So that's how we ended up here. And the prices are pretty reasonable, so hopefully the food's good. We have made it back to the ship. What a tiring day with the transportation. Whew. It's 5:23 now. We got back on board right at 5. We caught the 2:42 train from the main Rome train station back to here. I can't say it. And then we had to use the restroom. Didn't realize they had them on the train because this wasn't the same train we took there this morning. This was a regular commuter train, not the express train. It was way cheaper too. And went to use the restroom. When we got out, the bus had already left. And then because we were the only ones left at the station, there was no 2 other people that wanted to ride back in the cab with us. It would have been 20 euros instead of the 10 that it cost us to get here. And whew, we had to wait on the next bus. Whew. So... But let's talk about Rome. Let's talk about port stop as Rome. Not a lot of time, so I definitely think you need to go in with the plan. We went in with the plan of I wanted to see the Colosseum, the steps, and the fountains. And that's essentially what we did. We took the train into Rome. Then we took the subway, the metro, out to the Colosseum. I did not realize that the metro, like when you walk out, there's the Colosseum. It was just like right there. And the lines were insanely long to get into the Colosseum and to the Forum and all that stuff. So we just kind of saw them from the outside. Good with that. And then we walked to the fountain, and we passed a whole bunch of stuff to the fountain. We also passed a lot of crew because the crew excursion was over there at that point in time. We also passed some of the casino staff. They were going to the Vatican, and we were really kind of surprised. And they said, no, they wanted to go to Vatican City, see what it looked like, see what it was like. Even with today being today. So I'll have to find out how they like the Vatican. So we walked walked to the fountain, saw the fountain, and along the way we were trying to figure out what to eat. And the restaurant's right by the fountain, insanely expensive, so we ended up not eating there. We kept walking, and then we found the place we ate lunch at. Very good. Highly recommend. Super nice. What I really like, too, is that You know, it's obviously a very big tourist area, people coming from all over the world, and the woman, you know, the couple that sat beside us, she ordered like a salad with the mozzarella and the tomatoes and stuff, and she went to put vinegar on it, and the hostess woman, she goes, no, 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 don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. And she goes, what, is that not? She goes, no, you'll ruin the flavor. It's already in there. She goes, put as much olive oil as you want, but do not put vinegar. It's going to mess it off. And the woman trusted her, and she was like, actually, this is really good. So, you know, that was really neat. She was very nice. And from there, we walked to the Spanish Steps. And we stopped and got the sorbet and stuff on the way to the Spanish Steps. And the Spanish Steps are actually right by a metro station. So we kind of looked at each other and said, is there anything else we really wanted to do? We have tickets to the 242 train back. It's right at 1:55. By the time we figure out the metro and get back to the train station, we should be timed out for that train. And we said, you know what, let's just go ahead and go. So I think we passed the Vatican on the way back, though. I got a video of it. I swear it's the Vatican, like the top of it and whatnot. But I'll have to ask the casino staff tonight what they thought of Vatican City. And I'll also tell you, while we were sitting there eating lunch, we had a ton of people walk by that we knew. It was really interesting to sit in the streets of Rome and eat pasta and have so many people we know walk by us. It was insane. But good times, good times. The train back was long because it was a regular commuter train. Having to wait on the bus was annoying, but it is what it is. As far as doing it ourselves as opposed to doing an excursion, because Holland offered multiple excursions. I think if I wanted to go in the Colosseum or something like that, maybe spend the money on an excursion because the lines were so long. But if you're just going to go kind of putter around the city, even take the hop-on, hop-off bus, which they offered a shuttle into town and the hop-on, hop-off bus and a shuttle back. I don't know if I would have shuttled, especially on a day like today, but the train was super easy, super convenient to get to. And I'm glad because Holland, we would have spent like $300 trying to do an excursion, and we didn't even spend $100 today. And that's just because we got dessert and cocktails well, she got a cocktail, I had an iced tea at lunch. It was the only reason our day was so expensive. So great day, very fulfilling, very fun. I liked Rome way more than we liked Naples. Oh my goodness. Rome was amazing. I really hope I get to return one day so that I can really see the city, because I know we just barely scratched the surface of Rome. But at least I've been there. I don't know. Yeah. All right. So tonight, because it was such a late night, we're not doing dinner in the main dining room. So let's hit up Lido. They're also doing a special night market kind of field tonight because we're in Rome. So let's go. Alright, update on this Lido dinner deal. Because of the Italian street market and because of how the day went, they had like 236 crew members that took a tour to Rome, and they left probably around 9, I think, and they got back the same time we did. He decided not to open Lido till 6. Somehow we missed that. We just assumed Lido was still going to open at 5:30, but not only is Lido not opening till 6, it's kind of limited as to what they're going to do. They actually put the salad station back with the Asian station. One of the sides of Homestead, I can tell, is just doing food for the stuff outside. And the president of Holland is on board because she has a Q&A tomorrow. It's very typical in the Grand Voyage. And she should announce the 2027 World Cruise tomorrow too. So they're all extra helpful. So C and I went and got a table. We were coming to the Lido. Then that's when we found out it didn't open until 6. We went back out. Our assistant server, Archie, is working the event. So we sat kind of where he was at. And he went to go see some water because I brought my Coca-Cola. And we had probably 8 servers kind of in a row stop by and ask if they could get us something to drink. Well, we like a glass of wine, blah, 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 blah. And we got over it insanely quickly and said, we're just going to walk back in and eat in the actual Lido whenever it opens. So, I'm just hungry. I just wanted a nice, easy dinner. Good evening. All right. So the only hot food inside is calzone. So one of this is a spinach ricotta, and the other one's a ham mortadello. Nope, ham mozzarella, excuse me. So those are these. I also got a salad because I was it's right here, and the person's so nice. She's gonna go out. She's gonna see what it looks like outside, if she's able to get any food. There's nothing that she can eat with her dairy allergy, so it's just baffling to us that they put up a Lido menu and everything, and they're not serving in Lido, because the Lido menu has the roast beef and the Yorkshire pudding and the cream asparagus soup and New York strip and all that stuff. I think I might be a little hangry, but I'm definitely frustrated. I don't know where this decision came from. There's over 1,000 people on board. It's actually 1,100, I think. And they're going to serve them all out of the Lido with like 5 choices for dinner tonight. Excursions are coming back, so I don't get it. I don't get it. But to each their own, I'm sure there's people that love it. Tonight, maybe it's just, like I said, maybe I'm hungry, maybe I'm tired. Tonight, it's not cutting it for me. All right, Sia was super nice and went outside and got us some things. So she made a little antipasta plate with some prosciutto and salami and some cheese. Some of this cheese is goat cheese because it was TK who helped her kind of sort through what she could have.
This is buffalo mozzarella.
Yeah, so she's got this stuff. And then...
Take nice pictures.
All right, and then this is a risotto, but I think it's a lamb ragu, but I'm still going to give it a go. And then... over here, we've got some cakey desserts, tiramisu, something lemon, I don't know. They look delicious. And then over here, she got us some blood oranges and some other desserts. We have way more desserts. It's probably because that was the only line she could get to. She said it's a madhouse out there. And honestly, sitting here next to the one line that's open, people are not happy. Not everybody wants to deal with that outside, so... we're going to see what we like here, and if we're still hungry, we'll just order room service. So, but I'm kind of bummed it was cream of asparagus soup tonight and roast beef. I really thought I was going to be able to get that. There's a menu for Lido. I'm just so confused. I'm telling you, maybe I'm hangry. Who knows? And with that, we are calling it a night here in but nope. How do you say it? Civitavecchia? It is in Tavecchia. I remember that. Rome, what a great day. Dinner... I think this was one of those events that either you liked it or you didn't, and we are in the not like it club. However, there are people out there that really enjoyed it. She went back towards the tail end, not the tail end, but she went back probably about at 8 o'clock, and there was no lines, so she was able to get herself a little more antipasta, but not our thing. I just wanted a nice, simple dinner and go to bed because I was so tired, but that's not what happened for me. But we got a little room service. I got a little club sandwich for room service. It was fine. It's all good. It all works out at the end of the day. As far as, like I said, Rome, there is something jamming outside the window. Good Lord. Oh, the other cruise ship is leaving. That was in port with us. Man, they have a loud sail away. As far as Rome, really, really enjoyed it. Highly, highly suggest if you were just going to meander, just take the train into Rome. It's not that big of a deal. I think we spent we left the ship at 8:30. We got back around 4:45. So... that's how long our day was, and then the train to Rome took 45 minutes, and the train back took an hour and 15, so, because we weren't on the express train. Other than that, the rest of the day was spent walking around Rome. Super walkable city. My offline maps did amazing there. It even helped us get on the metro and all that stuff, too, so it told us where bus stops were if we wanted to ride the bus. Super simple, easy. Unlike Naples, where the alleys were so tight and so small, I kept thinking I was like 2 alleys over and kept getting us lost. So, super simple, easy. Now, if you are planning on trying to get into something, such as the Colosseum, such as the Vatican, which I'm not sure if the Vatican was open today or not, the Forum, things like that, maybe take an excursion because you've got that guaranteed entry where you don't have to wait in those lines, because let me tell you, Athens and Rome both, man, those lines to get into stuff, it's unreal. I've never seen anything like it. Rome also has a lot of construction because they're coming up on their Jubilee, so, you know, things. Otherwise, yeah, that was it. That was our day. Tomorrow, super busy day. First off, we're in Sardinia, right? This thing, Sardinia. I don't know what we're going to do because when you open up the map, there's nothing near the ship. But we're not there very long. We're only there till about 1:30 in the afternoon, so you can't even have lunch in Sardinia because you won't have enough time. So, but we're going to out, walk around for a little bit, stretch our legs. But the big thing about tomorrow is Beth is on board. The Holland America president, Beth, whatever her last name is, Bondensteiner? I don't know. She's doing a Q&A tomorrow, and she should be announcing the 2027 Grand Voyage. So Q&A, said specifically in the program that it's at 3 o'clock. The doors will not open till 2:30. They're going to simulcast it in Billboard. I think that's where we're going to watch it. Because tomorrow is also formal night, so I don't want to sit there in my nice clothes. We have the early dinner. This way we can sneak out of it like 4:30, 4:40, because by that point in time, I think everything would have been asked. That's worth the spiciness of this type of event that I'm assuming is going to happen based on coffee chats. But then there's also a cakewalk tomorrow night. And I don't quite understand it. It sounds like instead of a bar hop, it's a cakewalk. Where at Ocean Bar, there's going to be cake. At Rolling Stone, there's going to be cake. And at Billboard, there's going to be cake. I don't know. Oh, we'll have to see what happens with that one. But it's a nice short port day in the middle of 6 port days. So we're going to take it as a rest day. So, to see what all these crazy events are happening tomorrow, because I truly don't know how some of them are going to turn out, hit that notification button, like, subscribe, and all that fun social stuff to keep following us along as we are at the final stage of this world cruise of ours on the Holland America's Grand Voyage, MS Saturday, all that fun stuff. Have a great night. Bye!